Alright, we officially be live.
Police department, Facebook thing, because it must have been quite frightening when your engine blew up during the pursuit yesterday. In fact, we could tell how scared you were by how fast you exited the car, scaled the fence, and fled for the field. Don't worry, though, our friends from the fire department are responding and extinguished the fire. And if you haven't realized yet, you left your wallet, driver's license, credit card, etc., and cell phone in the car. Feel free to stop by our office and pick them up at your convenience.
Awesome.
Then it goes hashtag just kidding, hashtag booked as evidence, hashtag see you in court,
Nice.
hashtag cop humor. That guy.
Should have been hashtag call a lawyer.
Yeah.
Cause you gonna be needing one, sucker.
Like when I was living up in Oregon, I heard this big old bang, and this guy slammed into the telephone pole, and the telephone pole fell over and hit the apartment building next to mine. And I looked out, see if the guy was moving. He got out, and he just looks around, he takes off running.
And if only you could have got that on camera, that'd have been fucking classic, dude.
I mean, other people started like looking out too. I didn't even do nothing. I'm like, okay, someone else called the cops. Cops came a while later.
That'd have been awesome to put to Benny Hill music.
Right? And it wasn't too long before that. It was like 2 months before that. Another car came around the freaking corner and had 4 people in it. And he went up to the full-on basement and rolled on his top. Me and my friend were running down there to help them all get out of the car. And asked me if they were okay. And I could tell the one guy was drunk as hell, the driver. And all the passengers, the 2 of the passengers, like, we're gonna run. I go, don't run. I go, all these people there to see you. Stick around, we'll be fine. What was it drinking? I go, well, there's no alcohol in the car.
Right?
You guys don't have to worry about it. The driver is probably gonna be on.
Like he might want to run.
Yeah, he got arrested. They let the other guys go. They're not getting
Like, should we run? Be like, you 3 are cool. You might want to run. And like fast.
They're gonna know who you are, but they think you're drunk.
Like, they're gonna find you, but I'm just saying, you might want to run.
So you went home and got drunk.
I was like really angry. I crashed my car and it took a load off. I feel a good round for both of us coming on, sir. I wanted to play this game earlier, but I just didn't get motivated enough to do it, so. I need to fucking ask somebody who knows something about the whole YouTube shit and how it works. I just want to make sure, as long as I'm not going to get fucking sued or something, I want to be able to just, like, while we're playing golf or while I'm just playing golf by myself, have fucking music playing. I don't even care if my videos can't get monetized for me to make money, because it's not like I'm going to fucking make money anyway, so. And then at one point, if you look like you're going to start being able to get enough views, then you just fucking say, you know, cut with the music and get music from bands you know would be willing to have your shit play for on while you're streaming. So,
Yeah.
'cause like I said, I already talked to Rich from Teddy, you know, from Dead Echoes one time, and he's like, yeah, dude, whenever you need, just let me know. It's like, that'd be kind of cool to have some Dead Echoes or something while I'm streaming playing in the background, because that'd be good for them too, because, you know, it's just like free fucking publicity just having your sound heard. I could. I have before. If you go back and listen to when I had this game, probably, I don't know when I started streaming it, but the first few streams, if you listen in the background, there's Dead Echoes, and there's a band called September that I played from Iowa. They're actually from Des Moines.
Oh, yeah.
Yep, they play at like, I think it's called the Brick House. That sounds right. I don't know. Whoa. Well, hopping.
Oh, it said 2 inches down and I went 2 inches up. I just misread it. It looked more.
This would actually be a really good course to do that no zoom, no bounce, no spin stuff on. Because we both, A, already have it kind of programmed into our head, and B, there's not a lot of trees or places where even if you were to make a fucking horrible mistake, it wouldn't be like detrimental to the entire round. I just always thought it'd be kind of cool to have to actually look into where to put your iron shot compared to it. Well, I fucked it up, but it's okay, I can put spin on it, you know? Well, yeah, I mean, yeah, you know, you can start to realize, okay, well, that club has a little natural backspin if I hit it low, you know, or under hit the ball a little bit, but for the most part, it's about, you know, trying to imagine the setup of where it's going to land to give yourself a good putt without having the ability to just go, oh shit, I can spin it in, no worries. Plus, then if you make a shot for, like, you know, an eagle from way out deep, then it's even cooler yet, because you're like, dude, that was no spin.
Usually when I make eagles and stuff, there's no spin. It's spot on it.
Right.
So very rare.
Mine are about, you know, a good 50-50 mix. Some of them I hit because I just hit it right. Other ones I hit it right, but I fucked up a little bit, or the wind messes it up a little, and I have to just do a little fixing. But yeah, usually if I put too much spin, it's gonna be fucked up. Oh, how'd that not fall? Oh my god. I really have no explanation for that. Yeah, that sumbitch just took one big ol' hop and just said, nope, right here is where I'm stopping. Like, this looks good here. Park your ass right there.
You know, when you start reading HUD factors, we need to still beverages. Down, up and up.
I was watching YouTube videos about these guys that were making their own fucking liquor with like grape juice and apple juice and all this stuff, man.
Well, they're making wine now, and they're just making fake moonshine, but you can actually buy stills and stuff on.
Yeah, no, these guys were just making it in the fucking bottles that came in, man, right from the store.
Yeah.
I was like, how's that shit even legal, man? Like, yeah, but I'm thinking, what if, like, you know, what's keeping from a goddamn kid from just figuring out? Had I known that when I was younger, like, I'm looking at this guy's ingredients. He's like, yeah, all you need is this, this, and this. I'm like, shit, man, my mom used to have that, that, and that at mass quantities in our house, dude. I want to try to make Applejack. Say the Applejack looked really good. It wasn't, there was no Jack involved. It was just apple cider filtered through ice. Back in the day, the guys that used to make hard apple cider, the dudes that worked in the places where it would get really cold, they'd get a coating of ice on top of the cider. And one guy, I guess, you know, I'd imagine a group of dudes got together and they were like, have you ever noticed that the stuff that's running, that has the ice built on top of it during the winter, tastes better than the stuff that we make during the months where there is no ice? And that's when the dude started deciding that he thinks the ice is doing something, so they started filtering it through the ice and they made what was called Applejack. And it just, what it does is it's pretty much filtering out any of the funny impurities that you may have tasted through the original brewing process, because you're already taking hard cider that's already been brewed and almost just refiltering it, I guess would be the best description for it. You're just using ice, and it's something about the chill and because you just the dude took 3 big bottles of hard apple cider, put it in a big plastic container, and it had to be, you know, freezer safe, and he threw it in his frickin' freezer and let it freeze overnight. And the next day, all he did was took the fucking lid off and turned that shit upside down into a big cup, and he just let that thaw slowly. And once the color was pretty much gone from the ice, that means it's done. And then he would drink from that thing, and he said it tasted just way better than it would have tasted had he drank it originally from the bottle. God damn it. One of these times that some bitch is gonna fall, I'm telling you. It must really be snowing out. I can like hear it. I don't know how that sumbitch didn't go in either. Your shot looked like it was going right at the hole and then literally did one of those little lip checks. It kind of sucks. Found out today that our somewhat decent neighbors that live across the street and over a little bit are moving. I was kind of looking forward to being able to keep our good neighbors and get rid of our shitty neighbors, but I think our shitty neighbors are just never going to leave. That figures. It's like all the good neighbors end up leaving around us and we're stuck with the shitty ones. It's like, really, man? Come on. That's for certain, dude. Because if you could, I wouldn't have picked these people. But I guess it's like when you look at it, we got a decent split. At least the other neighbors are good ones, so it's like they could both be bad, I guess, and we could be surrounded by fucking jackwads. So this way, at least we only have jackwads on one side. Yeah, fences weren't so expensive for the amount that we'd need. We would have had. Yeah, but I got two kids that are half mine, and they'd be dumb enough to go up and touch it all the time, and it would just. You know, you'd think that, but. Yeah, I almost sunk mine because I kind of I figured at 177 it's gonna come down pretty hard from that distance. I almost had the hop perfectly planned, but I just missed it by a few inches. So can't complain about a tap in for eagle. Remember the time we were saying, you know, there's that guy that's aced every hole at that par 3 course? Yeah, there's a guy that aced every hole at the par 3 course. I watched this shit. I watched that shit on YouTube last night, and I don't understand it. It doesn't make any sense to me, but it happened. I don't know if it was legitimate because with all the weird shit people can do with computers anymore and modifications and all that crazy shit and smart people, you know. But physically on my screen I watched it happen. It was a 32 under, I believe. Like I said, the only reason I'm torn is because I watch videos of guys who make almost like movies by using Grand Theft Auto 5 video clips, and they like rework it and change audio around and like add music and stuff, and I'm like, holy shit, how'd they do that? Like, I want to do that with some of me and Apex's clothes. We have some funny shit, man. Like, how cool would it be? Like, alright, here's what we need to do tonight so I can get all the right clips to make this little mini Grand Theft Auto movie, man. I could do it. It takes a lot of time and patience. I just don't have it. well, I would expect it to look a certain way and it wouldn't look that way, and I'd be like, this sucks, and yeah. I am my own worst critic when it... Well, when me and Boyden did all our videos, you know, we would take turns editing stuff, because it was just, we would have, you know, like 3 videos to edit, and it was too much for one guy to just sit there for fucking 3 days straight doing nothing but watching literally frame by frame. And then after you got done watching that, to make sure there was nothing in there that was going to get you in trouble or whatever, then you had to actually edit the actual video itself, and you were just like, fuck, man. But I don't know, there'd be times where you're just like, is this even worth it, you know? Because like, this is gonna take me all day just to make this one video the way I want it. And then I'd even get done and I'd be like, this sucks, and Boyd would be like, it's really good, and I'd be like, nah man, this sucks. Like, and then we'd put it up and people would be like, oh yeah, that was a really good video, and I'm like, alright, maybe it didn't suck, but I still think I could have done better. It's like, if you would have just given me a couple more hours or another day or two, man, I could have done better. I miss that shit fucking every fucking day, though. Like, that literally, there'd be days where I'd have the worst day at work, but I was like, it's all good, because Boyden's gonna come over later, we're gonna shoot this fucking badass video. I remember the last skit I ever wrote with him when he actually showed up to my house finally was where I was gonna try to find a cop that would work with us. Just, it was gonna take him like 10 minutes, and it was a thing where a guy went to a hooker not to get sex, but to have an STD looked at on his dick, because he didn't have enough money to go to the doctor, and his insurance wasn't gonna, you know, and he was too embarrassed also to go to a doctor, so he thought the next best thing was asking the next closest professional to a doctor, which was a hooker. But he was totally gonna pay her, and at the time we were gonna have a cop, you know, roll up behind him and be like, no, you don't get it, officer, this really isn't what it looks like for once. I know you hear that all the time, but this is really not what it looks like. You'll sink it. No, you will sink it. I have faith in your next shot that you will sink it. I'm already a shot ahead of you, man. You're gonna sink the next shot. Oh yeah. Oh. Told you. I think I'm gonna take up my wife on her offer to watch my movie It tomorrow. But I'm not gonna say shit to her until later, because if I mention it to her, she'll come up with some bullshit excuse or something that's on TV that night. So I'm gonna wait until like right as we get the kids to bed. And like right after the kids go to bed, I'm like, you got anything on TV tonight you're watching? She'll go, not specific. I'll go, good, we're gonna watch it. I'll be right back. I don't think she's gonna be a huge fan, but I don't think she's gonna hate it as much as she thinks she will. Oh, are you kidding? I think she'll like the way the kids interact with each other, and or just really like 1980s kids, like all the your mother jokes and stuff. Whoa. It's one of them putts. The line is not being very helpful. I think it's lying to me here. Kind of sort of paid attention to the putt read, but I also kind of sort of didn't. Every time I try to do that speed putt, I end up I kind of over putt to begin with, so if I do that, I usually end up paying for it pretty bad. So I just stopped. And we might be able to get to this one. Let's see. Nope. Oh god, this is too much. Too much. Yeah, don't do what I just did and try to hit it full blast and think that you need to, because I think you do need to hit it full blast, but I also put way too much front spin on that to where I was going to probably end up past the green. I had went too far. And then I couldn't get back. There you go, though. It's not a bad place to quote miss. Oh. Oh shit. This is back-to-back holes of just bullshit here. Stay up. Nope. God damn it. As soon as I hit it, I just knew it wasn't going to stay up. I could just tell it was bombing. Damn it. I really wanted to kill it on this round, but... This one's 399 with a little wind pushing, but I don't know. That friggin' flag is pretty far back in the left corner here. And there's a nice big little mound right before the green you're going to run into. It's going to probably do a lot of slowing down, so we'll see. Maximum hit. I don't know, we might be able to do that. It just hits in the right spot here. Get up there. Go, 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 go. A little closer. I can putt, but a little closer. Come on. That's a little further away than I would have wanted. Probably should have just been smart and hit it off to the left and went for an easy flop or chip, but I'm gonna put my long distance putting to the test here. Uh-oh. It's about a foot too far. Fuck. What's funny is if people were watching this and didn't know any better, they'd think you don't get a green grid or a putt read or can zoom in or anything, but I'm like sitting over here zooming into the hole and able to do all this shit, and they're like, what the fuck, man, why can't he do that? Whoa.
That was a good one.
Yeah, I'll accept that any day. That was coming in pretty hot too. I'm pretty sure that hit the back side of the hole.
Woo!
Alright, let's see if we can work a little ace magic here.
Do it to it.
It's not out of the question on this hole. But you definitely don't want to miss the little to the right or you won't end up on the green here. Why are you going so far over that way? And I'll about put it right where I said not to.
That wasn't too far from the hole.
I got a great view of your fucking face right now, dude. It's giving me some crazy zoomed in view. That's funny.
I'm sure it's a pretty sight to look at. Yeah, that does.
Nice.
It'd be a little left.
There's nobody chatting on my chat thing, but somebody's been watching for a little while now, man.
Okay.
Slow down, slow down.
Come down, faster.
Say, I think if you took our shots and went right in between the two of them, we would have aced that hole.
Yeah.
You didn't go quite far enough. I went a little too far, but you had a perfect line for the hole there.
John ain't no Huckleberry. Oh my God, I don't even know. Come on.
Nice.
Ooh. Boy, that was close.
Could have hit it further, but I didn't feel like dealing with that little bullshit right there.
Right.
I figured the next shot's more important than that shot any day, so. I don't feel like being in the rough that far away from the hole, I guess. Especially at this fucking place.
Yeah, well, I'm down 2 strokes. I need to change something. Exactly where I want to be, but
I'm trying to be nice and be like a caddy man. You should pay attention. Trying to drop little hints and nudges here, man. Nah, I don't give a shit.
yeah, I go full bore. I don't care. I hit what I feel. I mean, that's probably why I'm 2 strokes down, but having fun doing it.
Nah, you do what you want to do, man. I figure I've given you enough hints and tips to get you to the point where it's a good competitive match, and
Yeah, every now and then I beat you. Not very often.
well, I play better when I have to play against somebody because it's pushing me to just try to, do better, I guess. I don't know. I've noticed I haven't been, anytime I do that tour mode shit, I kind of play like shit now, and I'm like, dude, I know how to play this game. I do rather well when I play any other time.
Right.
But it's just something about not getting that push, so I don't know. It's like after you've won every event for 7 years in a row, you're like, yeah, this kind of sucks.
Hope your guy doesn't stand too close to a cliff because I might just push him off.
Whoops.
And win one.
This might not go in the hole here, man. Break, break.
Very nice.
I didn't like the read off of that at all.
Yeah, I'm not too happy with it either.
Yeah, dude, yours snapped real fast there at the end.
Well, I was hoping it would because I put some extra speed on it.
Put a little extra oomph. Holy shit, this thing's 609 yards away. I knocked the piss out of it with the driver.
Get in the hole!
Tomato sauce. That's the new trend now. Guys aren't yelling get in the hole on long par fives. Now they're yelling weird, obscene, just off the wall shit. So.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I got a weird view again from you. It's the second time it's done that now. But yeah, I can't remember what the hell guys were yelling at the one event. Somebody was telling me about it, but yeah, every time a guy would tee off right after he hit the ball, they would just yell really weird, random shit. I'm like, goddamn, people are strange, man. They'd have done that back in the...
after a 600-yard drive, them just yelling "get in the hole" was pretty weird.
Well, I thought that was bad. I thought that was pretty awesome, dude. I was like, I kind of hope somebody keeps that up, you know. But only on like really, really, really long par fives.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, I don't know, dude. It's like, I guess if they'd done that back in the day, Arnold Palmer would have took a putter to the side of their head. But you know. This is gonna take a hell of a shot with the 3-iron. That's for certain. Nope. God damn it. Went a little further than I thought it would. Should be alright, but... That wind is really kicking outside now. I can start to hear it.
Oh, the wind's really kicking this golf game. 2 mile an hour out there. 200-yard thing is pretty hefty.
I think the real wind outside is easily over 20 mile an hour right now.
Yeah, I heard they could get gusts like up to 55.
Yeah, that's what they're saying tomorrow. It's like, yeah, nothing like 3 inches of snow and 50 mile an hour wind, you know? Albeit on April 14th.
Why not?
That was pretty nice.
Yeah, it wasn't as bad as I thought it could have been.
You gonna be up for another 18 after this, or you need to call it a night, man?
No, I'll be up. What I plan on doing tomorrow is cleaning and laundry.
Yeah, that sounds familiar. I'll probably doing the same thing. All while breaking up some fights in between.
Yeah.
Although, if the wife doesn't get to go to work. See, if the wife doesn't have to work, she can handle being the referee. She's a scarier referee than I am.
Most women are.
She's all right at first, but after third or fourth time, then it's like, yeah, you've done and really messed up now, fellas.
Well, sometimes women's patience run out a little quicker than men's do. I don't know whether that's good or bad. It keeps the order. It doesn't matter.
Right. I about dropped the fucking water getting it out of the refrigerator the other day. She yelled at him so loud when we were eating supper because she had already told him like 7 times to get out there and get their stuff. She had it sitting there. And after about the 7th time, I didn't realize she had said it so many times. I walk in the room, I'm getting the water out. She's like, guys! I about dropped the fucking water. I was like, holy crap.
Yeah.
Man, you better start playing good. There's 4 people up on here now. No pressure, man.
I don't know. Kind of thought I was playing good. Now I know.
No, I'm saying we need to keep it up. Now we got people actually watching our asses.
Yeah, that's
Damn.
You know, it'd really get viewers if you hit one out of bounds. I think
You
that's
think?
what.
Yeah, that would
I
definitely
think
probably
that's
bring the
ticket.
viewership up, right? If I kind of let you get back into it a little bit or something, maybe.
Yeah, try it out.
Why don't you just put it in the hole and really get me some viewers here, man?
Wow. You asked for a lot.
All you gotta do is put it right where you want it.
Yeah, I ain't done it in a while. Oh, this ain't no peach. Yeah. Scary, actually.
No.
And it rightfully was. Could have been scary.
I think you might have I think you used up your lip magic earlier, and it was like, sorry, man, you've already used up your lips in one round.
Yeah, burned it.
You burned your lip bridge, man.
That's fine.
I'm trying to decide where we should play next. I think we should play a course we haven't played in a while, like one of those crazy courses. Not the pirate one, because that
Not
one
Wolf Creek. Not Wolf Creek.
No.
Well, you can. I don't give a shit. I haven't played Wetlands in a while.
That's what I was
Played,
thinking.
Rail Troon in a while.
The reason I don't want to play Royal Troon is because I feel like I'm playing this one again.
Yeah.
It's literally just down the road from this golf course, I think, in real life, too, actually. Because if I recall, in like a couple Tiger Woods games ago, there was like a map when you went to a course and it took you to that, location on the map. And I remember Troon and St. Andrews were literally like little dots right next to each other over in England. Or in Scotland, excuse me. Wherever the fuck they are. Across the ocean.
Somewhere with cool accents and bagpipes. I
Right.
love them already.
And drinking limits of when you're like 9 or 10.
Yeah, good Irish whiskey.
Ah,
And you probably should have went for the other flagstick just to see what happens.
I always kind of thought it'd be kind of weird to try to make it in the other hole and see what happens.
Oh, crab apple. Grr. Yeah, I wonder if it would let you. It probably won't let you.
Well, I figure it would let you. I just figure I wonder what happens if it if that's like a stroke limiter, if it does something weird at that point, because you're like, it's it's not right. I mean,
someday if we're playing this and I'm like 5 strokes behind, I'll do it.
right?
See what
I
happens.
thought about just loading it up with some time and just playing it and just try to go for it.
I mean, really, you should have done it on that last hole. You got it comfortable. Not trying to put ideas in your head, but
I'm trying to twist your arm or anything, you know, but twist. I got a nice little kick off that goalie. For a second there, I thought she was heading into that rough.
woo, that was a big one. 398, 398.
Yeah, you gotta hold that son, bitch.
Yeah, well, hit the right hills.
I think mine went 385, if I recall. A little too far for a flop shot here, though. That son bitch just hits it and just grabs it. It's like the third hole in the roll I've missed shot that where I've expected to do something completely different.
Right, it doesn't.
I just expected to get a little roll after it. It bounces, you know, get a little kick after it, but it just hits and just stops, so. Good old St. Andrews.
Yep. Got the ring too.
It's my vow right now, Teetz, if I ever have a shitload of money for some reason, we're literally going to go to every real golf course this game has, and we're going to film it. And it is going to be the coolest shit ever. Because we will know every one of these courses. We'll play like one hole, and we'll look at each other and go, do you like know where exactly to be? Like, do you kind of feel like you already have been here before in a weird way?
Yeah, you may feel that way. I'm gonna be like, I don't even remember this. I don't even remember playing this game, man.
Well, I know after I went to the Royal Stadium one time, and I came home and I got on my video game just out of curiosity, and I like purposely hit foul balls and stuff. I was like, holy crap, that's like unreal. Like, I was just walking there the other day. So I would be willing to bet that these games like this are a lot the same, where if you were able to golf a couple of these places, you could probably get on there and be like, whoa, this would be good practice. Oh, you're gonna have to get up there, ball. Nope, it's never gonna do it. It's gonna hit this and die.
If I don't have a golf cart, I ain't gonna make it. We playing 3 holes. I'm like, alright, I'm done.
Well, a lot of these places you can have golf carts as long as it's not during a PGA event, but you can see cart pass all over these places. That's for members, but it's just the PGA Tour guys aren't allowed to use carts.
Yeah, how many miles do they walk?
A lot.
During a weekend tournament? Like,
Put
what's
it this
lot?
way,
10
a lot of
miles?
those
50
guys,
miles?
when a tournament ends on Sunday, by Monday they're probably, maybe if they're lucky, they might get to go to their quote-unquote home. But most of them probably just head to the next event, and by Tuesday, they're already walking the course just to literally get a feel for the course and playing practice rounds on Tuesday and Wednesday. And then on Thursday, they start round one. So they're not just showing up on Thursday, morning and being like, I'm here for a golf event. People don't even realize, like, they show up, some of those dudes probably show up Monday during the, early day or afternoon, if not, head right to it after Sunday's events open. Because it's like, I mean, what else better do you have to do? You're a professional golfer, dude. Now, granted, some of those guys don't necessarily play, every weekend, especially the more higher-ranked guys are more willing to skip a smaller event because it's like, well, I don't need to go there for any reason, so. But yeah, I'd be willing to bet they probably walk an absolute shit ton, dude.
Yeah. Oh. I just want to go out and play Sutton's golf course.
Right?
I enjoy that one. They got a couple nice par threes, and they got that real long par five. It's just a pretty good course.
Alright, I'm going to use the cam real quick, and then I'll get the next one set up, duder.
Alright, man. Are you picking this one?
Yeah. Are you ready, sir?
Indeed. Well, Godspeed, sir.
Yeah. Same to you.
Mosquitoes are a little heavy out here. You gotta watch out.
Yeah, I know, right? Goddamn Florida. Yeah, note to self: if this place is real and we ever play it, bring bug spray. Holy shit, dude. Oh, for a split second, I'm like, who the fuck am I playing with, man? I just realized you changed your fucking clothes on me, dude. I'm like looking at it, I'm like, hold on a second. I was like, I could have swore did I invite one of my wrong friends to this shit? And like, there's another dude playing with us somehow?
No,
That's
I figured
awesome.
after that last round, my clothes stunk, so I needed to change them.
Oh, that's too
At least my
funny.
Golfin stunk, so I figured my clothes stunk.
That's too funny. Like literally, I'm looking at my computer screen, looking up, trying to figure out why it says there's only 2 people, but it looks like there's this third guy playing with us. I'm like, who the fuck is this? That's awesome. You gotta love the brain at 2:20 a.m., right?
Yeah.
Damn, I really thought that would roll further. I guess it was a 648 par 5, so you missed your chance to get in the hole on that one.
Yeah, no kidding. I figured I'd get more roll of a 2-iron. Because that bushiness, it really slows her down.
Oh,
Nice. Oh, I swear that was going in.
I wondered if I put it a little too close there. It's been a while since I've had the. I use that flop so much that it takes me usually one hole missing it to think about it.
Yeah.
Nice,
There it
dude.
is. I probably would have done it too, but
And say you're
watching you
welcome.
hit from the same spot, I adjusted my thinking.
Whoa, man. This is a pretty long friggin' par 3 considering the flag's at the front of the green here. Oh, god damn it. Really? Like one hop and then just took one little tiny hop right over the hole. If I'd have brought it an inch back, that would have one hopped in right after the little big hop there. Damn it. Son of a bitch. So now it's just a really crazy rain-snow mix falling outside.
No accumulation?
None yet, no, but it definitely is a lot of moisture coming, I think.
What's the wind like?
uh, it's still gusting pretty good.
We haven't been outside, I don't know.
No, the weather thing on my that I use says it's at 20 miles an hour, so. You know, I kind of hope the wife just decides in the morning that it ain't worth going in for a couple people, and then everybody's going to cancel once it turns over to heavier snow.
Right.
'Cause it kind of pisses me off sometimes when she has to be like, well, I got to go in for 2 people because they don't want to cancel, and it's like, well, why don't you just tell them, like, hey, I have, you know, kids. Like, can't this shit just wait?
Right.
But most of her clients are also good enough that they cancel when stuff like this starts to happen, so.
Yeah, then you're at the office there with no clients coming in, no money.
So the only thing that pisses her off is on really super nice days when people just cancel at the last minute and, like, they don't realize, like, hey, you know, she doesn't get paid by the hour.
Right.
It's like, so she just doesn't get paid now since she didn't show up. It's like, and it's not like a dentist
It
office
costs
where
her
she
money
charges
to
you
get
for not
gas.
showing up.
Oh,
Nice.
Howley. What? Can't believe that didn't just roll back in. Hit the flag post, kind of spun around the backside.
I don't know, Teetz, I think we're going to break our golf record for most views in a night here.
Oh yeah, we up to 2?
No, we're well beyond 2. I'd be willing to bet we're up close to 20 now.
Oh, big time.
Because there's been a steady 3 or 4 people watching it pretty much both rounds, so.
Well, good time for me to probably hit the sand trap. Was not in the sand trap. That's good. That was
Yeah,
well
this is
beyond where we wanted.
even longer goddamn par 3. Jesus. The old 2 hybrid there.
That's what I was using. I went a little too high on the 2 hybrid.
Yeah, I hit mine low so it'd go up a little higher so I could get a little backspin, and I didn't get any backspin.
Ah, no worries. It's only a 24-foot putt. Good amount of curve to it. Gonna go right.
Nice.
That was close.
Christ, 586 yard. Where the hell's the?
There's the big one.
Shit. I wish I would have went first. I would have told you to try to hit it to the right a little bit, or else the second shot's a real bitch.
Yeah, I kind of noticed that when my ball was in the air, that those trees are gonna be a little problem. But
damn it, sorry. I wish I'd have been paying attention, man. I'd have told you that.
I'm professional. I can handle this.
I'm professional. I can handle it, he says. Oof. Yeah, you might have cleared him. I cleared him, so.
Well, I'll draw it anyway.
Still have to use my goddamn driver, though, because the 2 hybrid can't go far enough.
Are you flopping the drive?
I'm not flopping it, but I'm hitting it a little low to try to bring it up a little bit more. Because it's 3 foot up to the flag, so I'm not gonna say I'm flag hunting with the driver, but I'm definitely getting a little aggressive with the driver here.
Throw it in the green zone, man. It should be alright. As I hit the hill there. Oh, perfect. Perfect. Easy chipping.
Damn, I really don't know why that didn't go farther, though.
Well, I don't know if you checked out your lie, but my lie on the fairway was 98%.
Yeah, but I hit it. It shouldn't have made that big a difference.
You're better off than where I'm at.
I don't know, these shots aren't my shit anymore. Plus, why is it so, oh, okay.
I know my ball's landing like this grass is moist, man.
Nice, I'll take it. I had to actually put spin on that.
Oh my god. 31 foot, 8 inches down, hell of a curve. Did it go swimmingly? Oh, Betsy Ross. Why the heck did she go? Ah, man. Well, when you're on that first 9, that 1-hole lead kind of means the world. Hate to give that up.
Yeah, this place has a shit ton of par 5s on it. It's kind of weird.
Yeah.
I think
That's great for you.
Starts with a par 5, and I think it ends with a par 5. Shit, dude, you're out driving me every few holes. You'll be alright.
Yeah, until the shanks come up.
Nah. Jesus Christ. I'm gonna blame the Florida humidity for these greens being so sticky today.
Yeah, they are sticky.
Oh,
my
God. The pebble got you.
Oh. Earlier, did you drop your gum there, man?
Nope. It was the mysterious pebble. Happens to me all the fucking time. You think for sure you're like, oh, that's going in the motherfucking hole, and then at the last second it just stops. You're like, what? I think tomorrow, after we sell your shit on Grand Theft Auto, we could probably do a few of your crate things while we're, on your CEO. We might as well. And then after that, if you're cool with helping me, I'm thinking about trying to do a few of those other crate missions that we've been doing recently and seeing if I can't get one of those special cargo things to pop up.
Like, yeah, we can do that. Yeah, well, I'm just going to have to do this in my bunker, and we can do whatever you want to do. I'm not too worried about filling up those airplane crates, because I can do that on my own.
Right.
I mean, it's not that hard.
If I say I can't decide, I might change my mind and work on getting some cars stockpiled and seeing if those maybe end up being worth a shit ton. Just going around and just stealing car after car and getting rid of all the low grade ones 2 at a time, and then going back and stealing one.
Like you were saying before, you need to get all top notch cars filled up with that thing.
I have 8 cars in there right now, and I think 4 or 5 of them are top range, and I think the other ones are 50.
But you know, once you get all those top range cars in there, you're gonna have so many like things where you're gonna want a third person to deliver them, because you get the extra stuff. So you're gonna have to find a third person anyway.
Yeah, but really, even selling those one at a time, ultimately at the end of the day, if you get it there with no damage, it's pretty profitable. It's just really fucking hard anymore to get 3 people at the same time with the way especially the fact that me and you are so much late, players compared to everybody else. So
yeah,
like Sean just can't I don't blame him. He's got to be up, pretty much Monday through Friday at like fucking 5 o'clock in the morning. So it's, I don't blame him when he can't stay up late till 2 in the morning on a Saturday night.
And it's like all I do is I work overnight, so it's this is my time. I don't.
My ass just has no excuse. I just can't sleep.
Well, that's an excuse.
I literally, Amber asked me a while back the last time I like slept, like normal, and I told her when I was 15 years old. It was like, I remember very vividly too the last time I like slept like a normal human fucking being. It was like,
well, I mean, you sleep like no. Well, I mean, for me, for overnights and stuff, people don't understand it, but you go to bed at 6 a.m. and you sleep till 2 p.m. I mean, I get my 8 hours. I don't get like everybody's like, you're always sleeping all the time. Like, yeah, I'm sleeping when you're awake, and I'm awake when you're sleeping. So, like, I had to wear like my Fitbit and stuff to prove to Allison, like, I'm not sleeping a lot. I'm only sleeping 8 hours, and a lot of times I average about 4 or 5.
I just remember being able to like.
Is that tree going to be a problem? I didn't watch your shot. Was that tree?
I almost went in. I just hit it a couple inches past the flag, and it didn't get any rollback. So.
No, the tree in the middle.
No, it didn't bug mine at all.
Oh no, that's past the hole. Never mind. I didn't have it zoomed in.
See, mine had something to do with my car accident I had, because after I had my car wreck, I could not sleep right, and ever since then I just got into that pattern.
What car wreck? I don't remember that.
We had met, but we weren't like, regular friends yet. Oh, we had met at the pit when I was, younger, just randomly.
Yeah.
But when I had my really gnarly car wreck was when I was 15, when I lived in Stromsburg. So it would have been like 2 years. It was right after I moved to Berg from here. So it would have been like 2 years before I moved to York. But yeah, I was on my way to a football game, a JV football game on a Monday night. And it was like the last game of the year, and I was all super excited because the coach told me I was finally going to get to play, like, both kicker and play a lot of wide receiver that night. So I was, like, all amped up when I went home that day. And I was on a school permit, which means, as long as it was a school activity, I could drive myself to it and home as long as I didn't fuck around. And we lived out in the country, and there was a big-ass fucking hill right before I got to the highway, and I was coming up on that hill, and being that it was football season. What's that? Yeah, it was on a gravel road. And it was during a lot of time where there was a lot of traffic with tractors on the roads, and there was, I mean, it's Nebraska during farming season. There's just always tractors around, and when I was coming up to the hill, I could just start to see over the crest of the top of the hill, there was a big-ass fucking, like, dually tractor coming up over top of it. So I started to get over, so we could both, get there. And I got over into that fucking heavy shit that the road grader kind of pushes over to the one side of the road. And being 15, I didn't have a lot of experience with that type of shit, and I started fishtailing pretty gnarly because I was still doing like 55 miles an hour because, my dumb ass being like, oh yeah, you just get over and drive through it. I should have slowed way the fuck down, but by the time I thought about...
Don't hit the brakes.
Yeah, by the time I thought about slowing down, it was too late. And my last attempt to try to get it straightened out, I couldn't, so I figured the best thing to do at that point was just to lock my brakes and lose as much speed as I could before I went in this ditch that I was heading straight for.
Right.
And yeah, I went into this ditch, and it just so happened they put in a brand new culvert, so they had dug it out so it was even more deep than it originally should have been.
Oh, go in there. My goodness.
And I ended up going in front heavy, and my front end dug into the part they had dug out, and that caused the front end of the car to dig in. I went end over end, like, so the back end of my car came over the top, and then I rolled over 3 more times sideways to the point of where I ended up facing the direction I had originally been coming from, and I could see my house a couple miles away in the distance.
Oh, that's insane, dude.
And like it literally, like it happened in slow fucking motion, dude. And I was not wearing my seatbelt, but in hindsight, the doctor even straight up said, I'm not going to tell your parents this, because he's like, I already know you told the police you were wearing your seatbelt. He goes, but between me and you weren't wearing your seatbelt, were you? And I just kind of remember being like, how the hell do you even know that? I'm like, you weren't in my car. And he was like, had you been... He said, he goes...
had abrasions from the
Oh,
seat.
no, he said, he goes, nothing against seatbelts. He goes, but in this situation, he goes, had you been wearing your seatbelt, he goes, had you not broken every rib, your collarbone. He goes, with the amount of force that you had in that accident, he goes, you'd have been in real bad shape.
Yeah.
He goes, you just got lucky and ragdolled in the right place and didn't fly out your windshield. He goes, that's all.
Yeah.
He goes, but he goes, had
That's
you
what
been
happened to me
wearing
when
it,
I hit the bridge,
you
too.
didn't. He goes, we all would have known. He goes, and I'm pretty sure the police probably know you weren't wearing it. He goes, but I think they're probably just letting you off because you had a pretty bad accident.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I had a gnarly
I was
concussion.
wearing mine when I hit the bridge, and I was a ragdoll. I was on the ceiling, I was on the floor. And
Right,
I
yeah.
ended up with my butt on the passenger floorboard, my feet on the roof. Like, wow. But yeah, I wasn't wearing a seatbelt at that time. I don't know, but I mean, obviously it proves, I mean, the death rates and everything proves that seatbelts they save more lives than they do harm.
Right.
So, but yeah, there is that one-off thing where a seatbelt could cause the death, but
Well, I just know I got a really bad concussion. Like that, I don't remember hardly anything up to. I remember talking to this old lady that was freaking out because I had blood coming out of my nose and my ear, and I had cut my lip when I assume I probably bit my lip. And I remember the last thing I remember was asking this lady if I could use her phone to call my mom and dad. And I kind of remember them pulling up to me, and then I just remember like literally just collapsing on that lady's friggin' porch. And then I remember little bits and pieces of the night. But yeah, I told the doctor was like, I guess he asked me where I was heading, you know, when I had it and stuff, just doing the concussion protocol shit that they did back in the day. That was, you know, pretty much they ask you your mother's maiden name, shit like that, you know. And he was like, he asked me where I was going, and I told him a football game. So he's like, well, that's good, you know. And he goes, well, who are you guys playing tonight, you know? And I knew in my mind who we were playing. I can tell you right now who we were playing. It was East Butler Bulldogs. But I told the doctor we were playing the Colorado Rockies. And I remember he looked at my mom with this, like, grin on his face, you know, like this, you know, smart-ass grin. And my mom kind of just, you know, nodded at him like, yeah, you know. And I'm like, what? You know, and I'm just so convinced that I'm saying the words East Butler Bulldogs. And I look at the doctor and I'm like, and my mom's like, Adam, you just kept telling him, dude, it's the Colorado Rockies. What's so funny? She's like, you just kept saying it over and over again. And finally we were like, dude, okay, yeah, okay. We're like, we believe you. And I'm like, why is everyone grinning? I'm like, what's so goddamn humorous about this?
yeah, you don't know.
But yeah, I remember
Well, you
going,
can't
they took me,
self-diagnose a concussion is because you don't know.
my parents took me to the football game because you know, I needed to tell the football coach why the hell I was a no-show to the game that he told me I was going to play pretty much the entire game in. And I remember I showed up, and by then, you know, in a small town, word had spread that you know, some people are like, dude, we heard you died. And I'm like, I might have. I'm like, shit. I'm like, I have no idea what's going on tonight. I'm like, holy Christ, man, I don't even know who some of you people are right now. And yeah, I remember, the one thing, it's funny, one of the things I very vividly remember that night was for the first time in my life I had the sympathy friends, because every chick in the school, even chicks that before that had never even talked to me, were all like huddled around me and stuff and like coming up and hugging me and stuff. And I'm just like, who the fuck are you?
Yes.
I'm like, God, I really could have probably really sucked that in that night if my head wouldn't have hurt so bad. And I just wanted to go home. I'm like, I probably could have got some that night.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't have remembered it, though.
I remember when in high school I was on the football team for the first 2 years, and I remember during, like, I don't know, if it was homecoming, just any kind of dances, you get the mums or whatever, and then your girlfriend wears your shirt, your jersey,
Right.
throughout the day of the big game days or whatever. And yeah, I remember that one time, same girl had my jersey, but she wore another guy's jersey. Like, I want my fucking jersey back. Fuck.
Shit,
Yes.
goddamn.
I mean, it's just weird stuff what means so much back then, and anymore it's like, all I would have said, you know, just, you're gonna do that, it's a lot of disrespect. Just, I mean, if you don't tell me about it. And it's not like it was a brother or a friend or a guy she ended up dating it.
Well, I
Should
think
have seen the signs.
I think what happened to me is like they told me for, you know, until my head cleared up, I couldn't go to sleep. And I ended up not being able to go to sleep for almost a day and a half, and then finally, you know, the headache went away, and I didn't feel like I was going to be throwing up every 10 minutes, so they're like, yeah, you can go to sleep, and I went to bed for like almost 2 days, but I didn't go back to school for almost, it was like, I missed, it would have been a Monday I crashed, and I went back to school the next Tuesday, and from that point on, man,
They'll kick you out of school these days.
Well, they knew because of what had happened. I had a doctor because I got the first 3 days off because of my concussion, and then the next 2 days off I had a doctor's appointment to go make sure I was completely good to go, because like I said, they were kind of freaking out with the fact that it lasted as long as it did, because they were like, oh, you know, you'll go home in a few hours, your headache will go away, and you know, the nausea will go away, and then you'll want to eat something, and you'll probably want to go to bed. And I tell you what, man, I couldn't eat, I couldn't sit a certain way, or it just felt like the world was not right. And I literally, my mom and dad said the whole night, one of them, they kept taking shifts of staying up because, you know, you're really not supposed to go to bed when you're having that type of shit going on with your head.
Yeah, because you can just like go to bed and you're hard to stop. So.
Yeah, so they were like, I remember staying up watching Beavis and Butthead with my dad. I remember that, and him laughing his ass off at like 2 in the morning watching Beavis and Butthead. And then, yeah, I remember like the whole next day, I wanted to go to bed, but it kept making me stay awake, and I was like, dude, no. Yeah, I think it did something to my head. I think that accident definitely did something to the old melon there.
Well, you can't come up with excuses now.
Oh no, it's not an excuse. I love the way the brain works now. I dig it.
It jiggled something right.
me and you wouldn't have been as good as friends had the old me still been around. So put it that way, you know.
Wow, I hate lead paint.
These things happen.
I don't know. I did. I mean, I'm sure we all did. Chewed on toys back in the day.
I was gonna say, damn it.
Oh man.
Had to get aggressive with her.
Yeah. 2 inches to the left would have been in.
The car accident may have started the brain into a certain pattern, but the little tiny pieces of pet paper definitely finished it off come around, you know, senior year and the year after, so. But I have no quorums about that. That's another thing that I'm glad everyone should have to do at once. I'm telling you, the world would be a better place.
Oh, that's where I wanted it.
I hope not.
Oh, so gosh.
The pebble again.
Roseanne Barr, Jimmy Buffett. Come on.
You really need to send your caddy down there and have him clear the hole before you shoot from now on.
No kidding. nice shot.
Ooh, that's big. I needed that one. Thank you, sir. Knowing you were sitting on literally the edge of the cup, it's like, yeah, I really kind of need to make this. Not saying it would have put it out of hand, but...
Really wish that one went in.
I know, right? I'm sure you didn't, but... Tale of two worlds here.
Yeah. Wish in one hand, shit in the other. See which one fills up first.
Yeah, so you remember how I was telling you I hate having to be up at the high school and the high school kids still get out before I can get out of the parking lot?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, shit happened today. I was so mad, dude. I was like, I looked up at the clock that goes across their little board thing they have running there. You know, it's just like the little marquee that has the events upcoming and all that shit. And then at one point it brings up what time it is, the temperature, and I was looking at it, and there was like 2 minutes before they got, you know, out. And like I said, they get out a couple minutes before the high school kids so they can get the little kids out before, you know, they all came stampeding through. And the other day I got there, man, my kids were like the second kids out of the school, and I was like, hell yeah, boys. I was like, that's what I'm talking about, you know? So I'm sitting there, you know, 2 minutes, 1 minute. I see all these little kids coming out. I'm like, where you at, boys? Where the fuck you at, boys? More little kids. Finally, it seems as if the little kids are dwindling to the point of where there's no more little kids. And now I'm like, well, what the hell, man? So I'm sitting there looking. People are leaving, you know, and like now I hear a ring of a bell, like an actual legit school bell, and I'm like, oh fuck, that's the high school bell. You know, the little kids don't have a bell. So here come all these big kids. And then I see one of the boys come out. And I'm like,
oh my god, what the hell does guy just do?
Did you fire it?
Yeah.
Uh-oh. But yeah, Tommy ended up having to go use the can. So it took him a little bit longer to get out. And it was like just massive chaos around us, dude, everywhere.
What do you do in the summer when you're working?
We have our schedule set up where me and Amber never aren't having a day off, you know what I mean? Because she only has to work Thursday, Friday, Saturdays. And then she only works like for 2 hours on Monday. So at worst case scenario on Monday when I work, we only got to find like my mom or somebody to watch them for like 2 or 3 hours. And then I work Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. So then pretty much the only day we have off as a family is Sunday. So that's pretty much the day we try to go do stuff. Otherwise, one of us is at work and the other's not.
Sure.
Because usually in the summertime, I'll leave around, 7:45-ish. Get in there, ball. Oh, the pebble.
No. Did it stop?
Yeah.
I could have swore that went in.
But yeah, I'll usually leave at about, right a little before 8 or around 8. And then in the summertime, I usually get home between 2 and 4 o'clock, depending. And then in the wintertime, you know, it just varies. I can be out of there by fucking noon, or I can be there until 2 or 4 o'clock. So,
Yeah.
and like I said, she usually works the one late. She goes in a little later on the day, Thursday. So, and then Friday is her kind of her long day, and then Saturday she usually works till anywhere from 1 to 3 o'clock, depending on how many appointments she has that day. So I guess I should say we usually get Saturday evening and then all day Sunday together, and then Monday it starts over again, the vicious cycle of bullshit. But it's nice because, like I said, it saves us a fucking fortune in daycare.
Well, it's like I was gonna say with Allison, it costs her $275 a week.
Yeah, it's ridiculous, dude. And a lot of those places, you got to pay them even if you're not bringing your kids. Like if, you know, for whatever reason, something,
Yeah,
you know,
yeah, it's
you
like
still have to pay them a base rate.
Well, yeah, there's like these week ones, and so I'm taking them on vacation and stuff, and like 2 days, they're only gonna be there for 2 days. You still gotta pay the full.
Yep.
Like, what the hell? Yeah, I don't see how anybody, like, without a pretty good income could do that.
That's
That is
why when
insane.
people used to give me shit and they're like, "Oh, you only work 3 days." I'm like, "Listen, like I tell you what, if you want to pay my daycare costs, I'll give you the bill, and then you can look at that and say that at the end of the
Yeah.
day, you know,
Well, yeah, it would be insane.
I was
would
literally
not-
almost going to be losing money by working more than by
you
just
would. No,
working
you
this,
absolutely
you know."
Yeah, I would be too. I mean,
It was
yeah.
just from a financial standpoint at the time, especially when the kids were younger. Now, granted, Tommy's getting older to the point where he could pretty much, you know, take care of shit at home here pretty soon. But yeah, when they were younger, it was like, well, you know, we're either gonna have to pay up the ass in, you know, daycare, or we're gonna have to just make our schedules where neither one of us are ever home together.
Yep.
And that's kind of, I guess, that's the only downfall of it is, you know, we don't ever really get any time just to ourselves because, well, you know,
Yeah.
that and
So,
we
yeah.
never, you know,
Raise
we
them
never,
right and get them out.
you know, yeah, we never try to like just drop them off on our mom all the time or her mom just because
Yeah.
it's like they're our kids. We wanted them. Why should we? You know what I mean? It's like I'm not saying we're against being like, hey, can the kids spend the night so we can just hang out tonight? But
Sure.
some people, you know, sometimes they're just like literally every weekend they get to take their kids to their grandma's house, and it's like that's cool and all, but it's like, you know, your grandma didn't have kids, she already got rid of your ass.
Yeah, yeah. And they don't want to say no, even though they want to say no.
Right. But, you know, it's I don't know, it's one of those things where it's like we just try not to abuse it, so that way if we ever do just want to be like, hey, can you watch them, they'll be more apt to be like, yeah, no problem, you know.
Yeah, exactly.
Because it does. Nothing drives me crazier than people that have like 2 or 3 kids and they're like, well, we got to find somebody to watch the kids again because we're going to do this or that. It's like, why don't you just take your kids? It's like, I get not everything's kid friendly, but it's like, why'd you have them if you don't want to ever take them anywhere?
Yeah. Well, some of us choose not to have them, but we end up with them anyway.
Touche.
But it's bringing some of the best days of your life, though.
I was gonna say my kids enjoy when you're around, so the few times you've made it up here since you come to visit from time to time, anytime I mention to them like, hey, you guys know who's coming today, and they'll be like, they usually guess, you know, my dad and you know, their uncle first, and I'll be like, nope, try again. And then they'll guess one of Amber's, you know, family members, and then after that they'll be like, Teetz.
Teetz. Teetz.
It's like, I don't even think they know your name, honestly, dude. They know we both have the same first name, but it's funny how they're like, they just know you as Teetz now, so.
Yeah. Simpler.
They're gonna be like, you gonna be playing with Teetz on golf later? They get mad when I tell them they can't come watch us play Grand Theft Auto. It's like, no,
What's
you
that one
guys.
song? What's that one country song? It's like, I rode on a horse with no name. Something like that.
I don't even think that's necessarily a country song as much as just a folk classic, you know, like a classic rock
You know
folk
what I'm
song.
talking about?
Yeah.
A horse with no name.
I
That's
can't
all I
think
can
of-
remember at this point.
I
But
can't think of what it's called right off the top of my head, the name of the band and stuff, but yeah.
I remember listening to it on the old 45s in a jukebox, but rode into town on a horse with no name. Dun, 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 dun. Funny how one can go one stroke up and then 4 holes later, but 2 strokes down. Almost through. Huh.
No. Well, I really hope some golf game comes up soon that's a lot, you know, different than anything they've done recently for any PlayStation 4 game. Because not since this game have they really been making one that's.
Yeah,
I
but
feel
how
it's
much
just,
can
I
you
don't know.
change golf to where golf people will be pissed?
I just don't get
But
why
usually
they.
anytime there's like a major change and it's something different, it's like, okay, I'm just done with it. Because they're already fed up already because, you know, there hasn't been any updates or nothing. And it's like, how much can you change golf or make it better?
Right. I just
I
want
mean-
different courses on this game, really.
Yeah. Well, then that's what they need to do is just put some different courses.
You know, it's like I don't need them to do anything to the gameplay. It's perfect. I wouldn't even be against
Yeah.
having to pay $30 for quote unquote a new game with just if it has more courses.
Right.
Courses, clothes.
Yeah, I mean, just keep doing some updates so we know that you're still involved, you know. 'Cause, I mean, we're playing it. I'd like to know that the makers of this game are still even looking at it.
It literally is. It's just like the most mysterious thing ever how this game was like out and about, people were playing it, and then one day it's like they made an update, they released a couple courses, and then that was like everybody just fucking went home and forgot the keys or something, or I don't know what happened.
Yeah, well, there's no more money in it.
But it's
I mean, there's
the
gotta
thing
be
is
money
though,
in
it's
it,
you're
but-
talking about EA fucking Sports here, man. That's like the biggest
Yeah, but the EA Sports guy, the EA Sports CEO left and he went to, I believe it was Sirius XM Radio as CEO or CFO there at one time. Like the main guy left and he joined another company. No, it was Zynga. No, Zynga. So I owned stock in that, or did own stock in that. Then I took that for a loss. Yeah, so I don't know. He may have been good there, but he wasn't good for Zynga, and no one's good for Zynga.
Well, I just don't know, with the fact that they can still sell millions of copies of Madden. Not to mention EA Sports, or not EA Sports, but EA as a company also owns frickin' Battlefield and Star Wars. I find it hard to believe they can't slip
I
a
think
golf
it's owned
game.
by like 3 different companies, actually. Like, I don't even
Yeah,
know
but I
who
mean, like
runs.
the
I looked
main,
into it at one time.
their main company is EA. You know what I mean? Like their main production company. Like at the beginning of every game, the first name you're gonna
I think
see.
EA's been diluted so much. It's not even. You can't even call it EA. It's like
Well, yeah. I mean, they have. That's why it's, you know, they have EA Sports.
EA squared.
I just can't. I don't know. I just find it hard to believe they can't find it time to make a golf game. They don't even have a baseball game. They can.
No, it's because they're freaking in the stock market and all they care is about stock prices. So it's about doing whatever you can to save or make money as quick as possible because you always want to show growth. So they forget about even what they're doing. All they're trying to do is make more revenue and growth more, but sad situation.
Well, God damn it! I'm gonna make a freaking video for my YouTube channel, and I'm gonna tell them they need to call me and a few of my friends and put us in charge and give us a fraction of the money that they gave the last asshats.
Oh shit, right?
And we'll make a fucking golf game. Because we've been playing this longer than the people that are probably in charge of it.
Well, I tried to think back as like what actually got me. Oh my god, I'm screwing up so bad. It's probably gonna be my last game.
No, it's fine,
Going to
yeah.
some races or something after that, I'm cool, but
Nah, I'm gonna have to probably call it a night here.
my golf games really went to shit.
It's a 3:15, so.
Oh, that's why. I dropped like 3 strokes in the last 3 holes. But, yep.